Imagine a kingdom, not any ordinary kingdom, but a kingdom of colors where every hue imaginable lives and thrives. Picture a world where the sun is a brilliant shade of yellow, the rivers flow with vibrant blue, and the trees burst with a lush green. This kingdom, my friends, is the world of ColorLand. In the heart of ColorLand, there lived a little color named Gray. Unlike the other colors, Gray was neither bright nor bold. He was a mix of all the colors, but seemed to have none of their vibrancy. He often felt out of place, wondering why he couldn't be as dazzling as red or as calming as blue. One day, Gray decided to journey across ColorLand, hoping to find a way to become more vibrant. He visited Red, who was busy painting the roses. He asked Red, "How do you manage to be so bright and lively?" Red replied, "I am fiery, passionate. I represent love and warmth." But remember, Gray, each color has its own charm. Next, Gray visited Green, who was busy giving life to the trees and plants. He asked Green, "How do you manage to be so full of life?" Green replied, "I represent life and growth. But remember, Gray, each color has its own role to play." Finally, Gray visited Blue, who was busy filling up the sky and the water bodies. He asked Blue, "How do you manage to be so cool and soothing?" Blue replied, "I represent calmness and serenity, but remember, Gray, each color has its own beauty." Gray returned home, feeling even more confused. He was just about to give up, when suddenly, a great storm hit ColorLand. The rain washed away all the colors, leaving ColorLand dull and lifeless. Gray watched as his vibrant friends faded away. He felt a deep sadness, but also a sense of determination. Gray stood tall and took a deep breath. He knew what he had to do. He spread himself across ColorLand, covering the trees, the sky, the rivers, everything. The kingdom, although not as vibrant, was no longer dull. It was covered in a beautiful shade of gray, soothing to the eyes. When the storm passed, the colors returned. They found their kingdom covered in Gray, who had protected them from the storm. They realized that Gray, in his own quiet way, was as important as any of them. They thanked Gray, and from that day, Gray was never left out. He was celebrated as the color that held others together. And so, the story of Gray teaches us a valuable lesson. We might not all be bright or bold, and that's okay. Each one of us has a unique role to play, a unique charm that makes us who we are. We should never underestimate ourselves, for we are all important in our own way.